Most grapplers panic when they get in dominant positions like mount. They know a lot about guard passing, but the moment that they get in position that they should finish the match, they struggle, end up losing the position, having to start the whole game again. Today I want to work with you the most dominant submission in the entire game, the cross-collar choke from the mount. And we also gonna add some dilemmas from there that are gonna make it impossible for your opponent to get out without a tap. The first thing and most important thing that we gotta establish is the position of the first hand. And one way that I like to get to that is going under his arm, but guiding the grip from the other hand. So I open his gi, and when I cut the slack, I can now with my thumb go inside and establish the grip. A very important cue that you gotta get from here is that the back of your wrist should be in contact with his neck. Some people say to get the tag on the back of the gi. That's a good checkpoint, but I prefer way more just to feel the side of his neck against the side of my wrist. Don't rush on your first grip. It's very important, and there is nothing more frustrated than to get to the second grip where you're gonna apply the choke and you don't have the correct adjustment. So put the entire hand in, make the connection on the neck. And now what it's very important, we want to make connection with our elbow against their chest. Once I have this, I'll avoid him to put hand under the arm and kind of block the choke. So as soon as I make my grip, I'm gonna find that space. And before I think about choking him, I'm gonna position myself in a way that he cannot bridge me, off balance me. So if my head stays in the middle, it's quite easy for him to start to take me that way. So as soon as I establish the first grip, I want my head and hand slightly to the opposite side that I don't have base anymore. Now when I do this, it gets very hard for him to take me that way and allows me to start to look for the second grip. The second grip, I'm gonna get it one step at a time. So I'm gonna start to walk my hand around his head to try to get for the second grip, okay? As you do this, position yourself in a way that allow that hand to walk and always give you base. Because now even if he breeds me again, I'll have the hand to block, okay? Second grip gets into place. I can do against the gi or I can go on the collar as well. It's a matter of preference here. As long as I make the grip, it's not as important as the first one. That's why we take longer to go for the first one than for the second. The moment that I establish, this is the moment that I'm vulnerable as well in terms of balance. What I want to do very quick is get my forearms together and start to dive my head into the ground, okay, to give me base. And then it starts the process of strangling my opponent to get the tap. One quick detail on mechanics. You don't want to open your elbow as you're trying to do the choke. The movement is done by opening the wrist. Imagine yourself ripping the gi and bringing your elbow up on your body. So it's almost like you're taking the head off the ground, okay? I'm gonna do a little bit from a side angle so you can see how I build that. So I get to my second grip, I connected my arm, and I'm going head on the ground. The movement, it's done by the wrist and the elbows coming up the body. So when I start to put pressure, I keep on pulling him and adjusting with my wrist. Now, the more dangerous you are with your cross-collar choke, more your opponent are gonna try to defend by turning, okay? And kind of hiding that. This is when you need to allow him to go a little bit and adjust your mount to a technical mount where you lift your knee and you advance the other one. You can see the elbow is pointing up. If he keeps this position here, nothing stops me to start to go for my armbar on him. If he feels that I'm going to the arm and start to come back, it's okay. We're gonna come back to that low mount, secure the second grip, and go for the choke. So it's the dilemma between the two attacks that are gonna keep you very dangerous on the mount. So when you get there, don't panic anymore. Establish that first grip, start to work for your choke, and slowly sneak in either your armbar or finish with your cross-collar choke.